Next question's an interesting one because I recently met a current wrestling star and a guy who has been making a lot of noise in AEW. His name, Ted, is Beef. Have you heard of Beef at all?
Beef?
That's his name, Beef, the wrestler.
Uh, no.
Okay, so I met this
I've
man
never
recently.
heard of beef. The only beef I know is beef I eat.
Well, I'm going to introduce you to the work of Beef, Ted, because this guy, he's really good. He's a phenomenal wrestler, and he's really on the come up right now with AEW. And
Okay.
as a matter of fact, Beef is going to be in action tonight as folks are listening to this. He'll be on TNT for a match on AEW Rampage. So go out of your way to check this man out because he's always phenomenal. Anyways, Ted, I found out when I was talking to Beef that he's a huge fan of our show and my show with Jake and my
Yeah.
show with Hacksaw. And so he actually submitted a question.
Okay. Okay. What's beef want to know?
All right. Straight from Beef to Ted. The question is, who had the best babyface fire that wasn't a mainstream guy?
Who had the best babyface fire that wasn't a mainstream guy?
So somebody who maybe didn't rise to fame quite like yourself or Jake or Hacksaw.
Oh gosh. One guy that comes to mind is Coco Beware.
Ah, okay.
You know, Coco always had good fire. I mean, and he was always a baby face. Um, dang, I don't know. It's for whatever reason that's the only one that comes to mind.
For my money, the only one I can really think of, he was obviously famous and popular, but never quite rose to the same level as you, is Tommy Rich. A guy like Tommy Rich had great baby
Oh
face
my god!
fire.
Oh my gosh! But okay, yeah, Tommy, yeah, and it's. But I always felt like that Tommy did get there, but he didn't get there in the WWE. He didn't go. I don't know if they ever wanted him or not, but when I was in Atlanta, Georgia, Tommy Rich and I, I mean, and actually, it was more like Tommy's fame and everything helped elevate me because when I first got there, Tommy wasn't there, and then he came back and they teamed us up and it kind of took off. But man, yeah, Wildfire Tommy Rich, that's a good one. That's a very good one.
And but
The guy who he had it all. He had the charisma, and that's the one thing I tell everybody. I tell these wrestlers, guys that want to be wrestlers. I said, you can't teach charisma. You either have it or you don't. And if you don't have it, then you can have the greatest match in the world, and everybody's going to go.
mm-hmm.
If you can't get them out of their seat and get them all riled up, and again, that just rolls over. I mean, the same true in motion pictures. It's charisma. It's your ability to engage an audience in a very believable way. So,
Tommy certainly had that. And
he did. Wildfire. He had it.
before anybody sends me their hate in the comments or on social media for saying that he never quite made it to the same level of fame as you, just to be clear, I mean, because he didn't get the WWF exposure, like they're still
No,
making Ted
no.
DiBiase figures,
Yeah.
and Ted was on magazines and he was everywhere. A guy like Tommy Rich, great, and he was over huge in Georgia. But you ask a casual wrestling fan who the $1 Million Man is, they know. You ask a casual wrestling fan who Tommy Rich was, unfortunately, a lot of them don't know. So that's
Yeah.
the differentiator.